Afternoon. Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. Mom and I are sitting out here by the fire, and I know I did a video a couple days ago, but my normal schedule is Wednesday and Sunday, and I've been off schedule lately, so I'm just going to go ahead and put another one up today and get back on schedule. A couple things before we get started. I did start another Rumble channel. I started a Rumble channel. And the Rumble is a platform, it's kind of like YouTube, but it's not as restrictive. It's a bit smaller. There's a bit more freedom over there. So I started a Rumble channel and more of the things that YouTube doesn't like us to talk about over here, as far as cigars and pipes and maybe firearm stuff eventually, is over on Rumble. So you get on Rumble and then you look up Dry Creek Wrangler, all lowercase, all one word, and that's where you can find that if you want to check it out. And I don't know how to do a link, but I'll write that. I'll have Mama put that in the description. And the other thing is once again, I don't have WhatsApp, and I don't have Telegram. I don't even know what that is. And so they keep showing up on here, and if you get contacted by some of these clowns, it's a scam, okay? It's not me. This is me. Anything outside of this is not me, okay? Just wanted to put that out there. So I'm gonna do a video this morning. 5 things I wish I had known as a new husband. My wife and I, we got married. It'll be 32 years in March. Now this is a free one. This isn't part of the 5, but I wish I had known to somewhere on my body get the date tattooed so I'd never forget. We've been married 32 years, and I still have trouble remembering my anniversary. I'm usually within 2 or 3 days. I don't know why. I've always tried to say March 19th when it's actually the 23rd. Oh, see, I was impressed. I got that one right. I'm not sure about the year. 91? Oh, hey, there you go. So anyhow, when we got married 31 years ago, we were like most young people. We had all the answers, and we knew everything. And now, after 31 years, there's some things I wish I had known. And you know, it may be that some older folks, my parents, or some folks might have mentioned some of the stuff along the way. But as young people, we don't hear it; it doesn't soak in, and we just. But I wish I had known. Okay, the first thing is I wish I had known that I didn't know anything. All right, you start out. And it's like, man, how hard could it be? It's just, there's 2 of us. Now we have 2 incomes. Now there's 2 of us to take care of the chores. There's, I got a best friend. I've got this, I've got that. I've got it all figured out. And you know what I don't know, we'll just watch a sitcom and we'll see how it's supposed to go. Didn't know anything. And sometimes when you go into something this big, and this life altering, just knowing in your head up front, I have no clue what I'm doing here, will help keep you humble and help keep you searching and help keep you learning about what it is that you're undertaking, about what it is that you're doing. And as young people, we're bulletproof. We're bulletproof, and we have all the answers. And therefore, when something comes along and there's an actual answer, we don't hear it because we already know everything. When our parents or our grandparents or friends who are married try to tell us something, it just goes in one ear and out the other because we think this can't be hard, and we already know. I wish I had known that I didn't know anything. I wish I had known that, and I kind of did a little bit. I mean, I did and I didn't. My dad told me this before we got married, and I heard it, but it didn't sink in. And later on, I was like, okay, that's what he was talking about. My dad told me when we got married, he said, son, your first couple of years are going to be a big party. You guys are just going to have so much fun. But when you hit about the 3rd year, it's going to become hell. And he said, if you can stick it out and get through that 3rd year, you're not going to like each other. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to be happy. you're not going to want to do it anymore. But if you'll stick it out that third year, by the time you roll into the fourth year, you'll be all right. And things will be all right again until you hit about the seventh year. He said that when you hit the seventh year, it's going to be another bad year. He said that's where a lot of people crack up right there. But if you just determine in your head, doesn't matter how bad it is, doesn't matter how much we don't like each other, doesn't matter how much this isn't fun anymore, if you just grit your teeth and you two get through that seventh year, then things will ease up and it'll be all right. He said until you hit about 12 or 13, 14, 15, most marriages that break up somewhere in there. He said it's coming. It's just the way it works. But when you hit that point, if you know it's coming and you just, the two of you together, just stick it out and stay the course, you'll come out the other side. And he said, and you'll be all right until you hit about 20 to 25. And you know, he was right. Listen, it comes. Part of what happens is, folks, we change. Okay? When my wife and I, when we got married, my maturity level, my personality, who I was this. And hers was this. And we said, you know what? We can make this work. Well, the problem is, one person matures and changes as they grow. It's just life, one way. And the other person matures and grows and changes, but they change a different way. And now you're not the same people you were when you got married. So when you get to that point, the third year, the fifth year, you both have changed. Your likes have changed. Your dislikes have changed. What you can tolerate, your temper has changed. There's so much has changed. So now you've got to, basically you have to start, in some ways, to some degree, you have to start all over again. And you've got to relearn each other. You have to meet this new person that has evolved and come over the years. And then you have to find the way for you two to stay together. And then after more years, you continue. You never stay the same. You always grow or shrink, unfortunately, to one point or another. And so it's a constant change. And there's constant work that always has to be done. And there's always going to come that point where you're like, you know what? We hate each other. We can't stand each other. They drive me crazy. My goals and their goals are not the same. Well, this is not a reason to quit. Every single marriage goes through this because it's human nature to grow and to mature and to change. So you have to work through that change and find that new common ground and that new way of carrying on. And when you get that, then it's like, hey, okay, here we are, and we're going down this road. And then in about 5 to 7 years, there's more changes take place. All right, it's time to come back together and work it out, okay? I wish I had had a better, more clear understanding of that. I wish I had understood that what my wife needed most from me and wanted most from me was just to listen. All right. Now I'm an alpha. Okay. I'm a fix it kind of guy. I'm a take charge kind of guy. I'm a go in and sort it out. That's just my personality. That's who I am. So if there was a difficulty, if she was unhappy, if there was a problem, it was my nature to say, all right, well, this is what you need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what we need to do. We need to fix this. But that's not a woman's nature. A lot of times she didn't come to me because she needed an answer. She came to me because she needed somebody to listen, to just listen. That's not natural for some of us, okay? That's not natural for some of us. But that's, so many times, that's just, communication cannot take place unless there's listening. I mean, actual listening on both sides. And the number one, I think the top 3 things in a marriage is, number 1, determination. Whatever it takes, we're going to make this work. Number 2, forgiveness, day to day, because You're married to a human. And at their best, they're just going to be a human. And they're married to a human. And at your best, you're just going to be a human. So there has to be that constant forgiveness on both sides. And the third thing is that there has to be communication. And communication is as much listening as it is talking. So I wish I had known more to just shut up and listen, to just be quiet and listen, okay? I wish I had been more comfortable and had known how important it was to step outside of my comfort zone for her, okay? I did something yesterday with her because she wanted it very badly, that there are times in the old days when we first married, I would have said, no, I don't. I'm not going to do it. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't like that. I'm not interested in that, and I'm not going to do it. I am. Yeah. I took her to Hobby Lobby. She wants to get a hobby going for the winter, to have something to do in here when we're stuck in here. And she wants to start doing leather work. And she said, they've got leather stuff in Hobby Lobby, but I don't know anything about it. And I used to do leather work. I've rebuilt saddles and built holsters and all this stuff. And she said, I want you to come with me to Hobby Lobby and look at the leather tools and what they got there, and see what I need and see if this is something I can get into. I have no interest, no desire, no comfort. Okay, Hobby Lobby is not my thing. But I said, okay. Didn't fuss, didn't drag my feet, didn't kick. I said, okay. If that's what you want, if that's all you need today to make you happy, that's a little bitty thing, and I believe I can do that. And so I went, and I didn't whine, and I didn't complain, and I didn't drag my feet. I just stepped outside my comfort zone and went to Hobby Lobby with her. Okay? Now, on a side note of parentheses, fellas, don't tell your wife this, okay? But this is a little bit of comfort to help you. If you'll do this, the benefit is you can save yourself a lot of money, okay? Because you can go in there and say, no, that's not what you need. You know, if you go do this, if you do that, you know, so you can gain some benefit out of it, okay? She used to go with me to gun shows, and she didn't like that. So I can go with her to Hobby Lobby, or I can take her for her birthday to Chattanooga, like we did, you know, to a theater production of The Sound of Music. From the very beginning, both of you step outside of your comfort zone and be a part of their world. My world for years has been horses, guns, camping, all this stuff. Her world has been theater, kids, babies, Hobby Lobby. Was her world, and this was my world. All right? If you don't want to lose that intimate daily relationship, she needs to step out of her world into yours, and you need to equally step out of your world into hers. And that's how you guys will merge your two worlds together. And that's what the word marriage means. It's a merging. It's a merging of two different people, two different things. All right? So what was that, 4? So what was number 5? Do we have a number 5? We got to have a number 5. Because I said 5 things. Money. Guys, money's just money. It's just money. Wars have been fought over money. Nations have been destroyed over money. Businesses have been built and raided and destroyed over money. About anything out there, churches have been destroyed over money. Your marriage can be destroyed over money. It's just money. It's just money. Get on the same page with money. All right. Now, some folks, they'll say this is right and that's wrong, or this is right and that's wrong. You work out what works for you guys. All right. If it's one joint bank account and that works for you guys, you're on the same page, then that's good. If she has hers and he has his, and the paycheck comes in, and he pays the rent and she pays you, whatever it is, just be in agreement. It's not money that destroys a marriage, it's disagreement over money and dishonesty. And now, unless you're stashing money away that she don't know about so that you can buy her a nice big gift, so you can buy him a new saddle. Okay, other than that, don't be hiding and stashing. Secrets are not good for marriage, and disagreement about money is not good for marriage, okay? So anyhow, for what it's worth, there's 5 things I wish I had known as a new husband when we got married, all right? Marriage gets a bad rap these days, and I hate it because it's wonderful when done right, and it's hell when done wrong. There's marriage is one of those things, there's no middle ground. But it's like anything else of value, the more valuable it is, the more work it takes. The more work it takes, the more sticking it out and figuring it out and making it happen. If it were easy, it wouldn't be worth anything. It would not have any value. Okay? Anyhow, I hope that encourages you a little bit. I hope it helps. What am I smoking here? Some of you guys are asking. It's a Carrillo, an EP Carrillo La Historia. Again, the cigarplace.com.biz. This is one that they sent me to try. These cigars, I've never had a Carrillo that I didn't like. They're really good cigars. Now, let's see if I can remember it right. The filler of these cigars are Dominican and Nicaraguan, and the binder is Ecuadorian Sumatra, and the wrapper is Mexican San Andreas. So it's got a really nice complex flavor to it. Just a really nice complex flavor. It's not overly strong, but it's not, just warm smoke with no flavor to it. It's got some complexity, and it's really nice. It's box pressed. It's got a beautiful label on it, and like I told you guys, labels are something. To me, when people build cigars, their heart and soul for that cigar, they put it on the label, and it's got one of the most beautiful labels out there. So anyhow, I really like it, and Cigar Bid is where I am ordering my cigars online now, and so yeah, it's a shameless plug. But it's one that I'm proud of, all right? So if you want to look that out. Again, Rumble, we do have a Patreon to help support this channel and what we're trying to do here and trying to help folks. And so if you like the content of this, click like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell so that you're notified when other stuff comes up. If you know a couple that's fixing to get married or going through a little bit of difficulty, or just somebody you think, I think this might help them, then hit that share. Send the link to them. We just, together, we just try to help as many folks as we can in as many ways as we can. All right? So I wish you guys a good evening and a happy marriage. And maybe one day you'll have a marriage like ours. All right? Full of ups and downs, but more ups than downs. And in the end, that's all you can hope for. We'll catch you guys next time.